All right, hello everybody. How's it going? This is Immigration Attorney Mamita. I'm coming to you live to talk to you about immigration and to see the questions that you may have on your mind tonight. Thank you for joining me. My name is Mamita Rahman and I'm an immigration attorney. I have been practicing immigration law for the past 15 years and it is my pleasure to do the work that I do because I believe that immigrants make America great already. So thank you for joining me. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my page. If you are a new follower, welcome. And if you are a current client, thank you for allowing us to trust. Thank you for trusting us with your case and allowing us to be by your side on this immigration journey, and also for your continued cooperation and patience. So let's get going. Let's go ahead and talk about immigration. I do want to first talk about two green cards that we got in the mail today. This one client, I can't wait to give him the good news. His green card just came in today. And this client, I want to let you all know that this was just a regular run-of-the-mill marriage immigration case, except for the fact that this client came to us with already while being in removal. So he already had removal. He had proceedings that were already filed against him, and we were able to get it terminated. Not only were we able to get it terminated, we were able to do his green card application as a result, and also get him a green card without having to leave the country. So congratulations to this client. Hi, Nairobi. Hi, Hardik. Nice to see you. And this other green card that came in the mail today, this is, sorry, I have to remind myself who this is for. This, I can't wait to give this one to this client. This green card right here is for a client who got his green card through VAWA. So again, I just want to congratulate my clients. They're going to get a call soon. We have even 2 more approvals that came through today, but we don't have the cards yet. So I definitely want to be sharing news about that. And I'm sharing this with you because a lot of people don't, they've lost hope that things are impossible right now. They think that, a lot of people have even told us that they're not even too sure that immigration is accepting cases, is processing cases. And I want you to know that not only are they accepting cases and processing cases, they're still approving cases. These were not easy cases, guys. These were not easy cases. They were not, even if it sounds like it's not hard work, it's definitely a lot of hard work. And the reason why we prevailed is because the client trusted us with the strategy. The client trusted us to do their case, and also we had the experience as well as the knowledge of how to guide our clients to success. And we wanted our clients to win, and we fought for the clients. And everybody deserves an attorney who's going to fight for them. Okay. And this is one of the most critical things that I see amongst immigration lawyers, because you can have an immigration lawyer that's really smart, that says that they know everything, that appears very, very knowledgeable, but it's not going to help you if they're not willing to put the extra step forward in your case, because that sort of advocacy is really what matters for people at the end of the day. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. And I'm also going to answer some questions that I got from viewers over the past few days. I have a question here from DT Orange on YouTube. Hi, attorney. I was granted for CAT. Can I request the judge to review? Thank you from DT Orange. DT Orange, if you got approved for CAT is, or CAT is called Convention Against Torture, and it's for those of you who are going to be in court who may not be eligible for asylum, but you might be eligible for something called relief underneath the Conventions Against Torture. And if the judge grants it to you, you can't really review it because, I mean, you can, I guess, but it's probably not going to work. Is what I would say. And Sarthak is asking, I've got work permits and I want to file a U visa since USCIS has a fingerprint. Will I have to go again for my fingerprints? From Sarthak, they might be able to reuse your fingerprints, and if they can't reuse it, then you'll get a notice instead. Tarish is asking, hey, my husband has filed for asylum and he got a denial for work permit twice. He gave an online and an attorney has to enter an alien number. Tarish, I'm not too sure how to answer your question. Are VAWA receipts coming faster since September from Eat, Pray, Love? No, they're not. We're still seeing a huge delay, and we're still seeing a big delay in getting receipts. Janet Lara, I have concerns about continuing with my case due to deportations while going to court. I wanted to just wait till all this is over. What do you advise me to do? Wait or continue? From Janet. Okay, this is a good question because, you know, obviously with all of these, with all of the bad things that are happening in immigration, a lot of people are deciding to either not file or to leave the country or to just wait and see what's going to happen or go ahead and file. So which option is best for you? If you're worried about continuing your immigration case because you're worried about deportation, what I have to tell you is, what is your alternative? Sadly, the alternative is going to be that you sit and you wait for them to come to you. And I do hate to say it this way because I never like to use anything negative to motivate people to do a case. But the reality is that if you are undocumented today, as of today, if you are undocumented, if you don't have a legal status, if you don't have any proof of a pending case, and you're worried about filing a case because you're worried that if you file it, somehow it's going to put you into deportation, the reality is that you are watching the news right now. They're going around arresting people. If you look brown, if you look like you, if you speak Spanish, you know, if you don't seem like you speak English, they're going around arresting people, and they're arresting citizens as well. So if you are afraid of filing something because you're afraid it's going to put you in court, actually being placed in court is not a bad thing because it allows you to see a judge and to ask for additional defenses to prove your ability to stay here in the US. Whereas if you sit there with nothing being filed, you're just a target, right? You have nothing covering you, you have nothing protecting you, and you have no hope, right? You're not even taking a step forward to see what you can do to protect yourself. So what you have to ask yourself about what is the better way to proceed, Janet, is whether or not you're okay just sitting there being a passive target, or whether or not you want to take a step to defend your right to be in this country, right? Do you want to take that step to fight for everything that you've worked so hard for? You know, you probably want to defend the decision that you made to leave your country and leave everything behind to build a new life here as well. So it's a very personal question about whether you should file your case or not. What I can tell you is that we are getting lots of cases approved still, right? Even with this crazy government right now, we are still getting cases approved. And for clients that are being put in court, the truth is that majority of people who are being put in court are not being put on the detained docket, right? So I want you to think of it this way. If you're not already in court and you're undocumented, then if you were to encounter ICE on the street, they could arrest you and place you on the detained docket. And nobody wants to be detained, right? Detention is terrible, it's horrible, it's difficult to get out of. However, if you are already on an active docket in a non-detained court, then they're probably not going to arrest you because you're already in deportation proceedings, right? And also, when you're in deportation proceedings, if you're not on the detained docket, then your case is going to stretch out for years. You're going to have multiple chances to speak to a judge. You're going to have an opportunity to file additional applications if you qualify for it. And also, if you do happen to have something on the side that's pending with USCIS and that gets approved, you can always move the court to terminate your case. We just got a case terminated 2 days ago because we filed a written pleading and the government did not respond, and the judge granted our motion to terminate. So we are also still getting cases terminated in court. Okay, so hope still exists. And if you have been watching me, if you've been watching me for months, sometimes people are watching me for years and you're just waiting for that sign to tell you what you should do. This is your sign. This is your sign that you should not be giving up just because of what you're seeing on the news. Because the reality is that while that is still happening, while people are still being arrested in raids and terrible things are happening outside, the majority of immigration cases are still proceeding as normal. They're still proceeding as normal, okay? So don't let that public display of aggression make you lose hope or lose sight of what you really are here for, okay? All right, Sekou, hello, thank you so much. Sekou, love being your attorney. Okay, so all right, let's go ahead and answer some questions that I got before, a couple of more. Jose Mendoza, sí, hablo español y todo mi equipo hablan español. Mi español no es perfecto. Ha estado aprendiendo para los últimos 4 años para servir mis clientes mejor. Pero no puedo tener una gran conversación en español, pero podemos hablar con nuestros clientes para sus casos bien, okay? Janet, yes, I hope that helped. You know, it's kind of like a tough love sort of conversation, but you have to decide. I am a firm believer that everybody should do what they feel is best. You know, like, I'm an attorney, but I'm not living your life, and you have to decide what you can manage and what you can deal with. But I do firmly believe that you're here. You've been here 20 years probably. You know, if you want to not do anything, you can do that. But if your reason for not doing anything is because you're afraid you're going to get put in deportation, all I'm saying is that chance exists anyway, just by reason of you existing here, okay? So I hope that helps, okay? And Janet, if we can help you with something, please give us a call, 212-248-7907. Sylvia, you lost our number. Our phone number is 212-248-7907. Okay, have you seen any applicants being detained during an I-130 interview from Meek _if? No, we have not. And we have had, I mean, I just want to let you know that just over the past 3 or 4 weeks, we have had multiple interviews for clients who entered without inspection, for clients who had arrest history, for a client who had the permanent bar. None of our clients got arrested, thank God, okay? But I do believe that if you have a removal order and you have an interview coming up, then yes, you are probably at high risk of being arrested at your interview at immigration. Which is why it's also very important to make sure you have a strategy in place to reopen that case. But of course, that's difficult to do if you don't have an approved case. Do you do administrative closure in court and file an I-618A waiver from Cayo? Yes, you can do that. Thank you for the follow, QZ Construction. Thank you, Francisco, for the follow. Ignacio, I'm a DACA professional with a bachelor's. Can I qualify for EB3? Ignacio, this is a great question. This is a very good question for all of our DACA clients and our DACA followers. If you have DACA and you have a professional degree, can your employer sponsor you, or can you do like an EB1, EB2, EB3 by yourself? And the answer is that it depends, because number one, DACA does not mean status. And for a lot of these applications, if you want to do an adjustment of status inside the United States, you need to have status. And also, number two, you cannot have unlawful presence. So some people, if you got your DACA before you turned 18 years old, you probably don't have unlawful presence. However, you don't have status. So what you would probably need to do is you would need to depart the United States to do an interview overseas at your consulate, but that requires analysis of a lot of factors. So whether or not you can do it, Ignacio, depends on a few things. But I hope you can. Get that done. Time frame for T visas. T visas take approximately 1.5 to 2 years. Antonio, I got a response from USCIS saying my N400 is in process, but I applied 2 weeks ago. Am I going to take the new civics test or the old one with 100 questions? Okay, great question. If you, as of today, if you are filing your N400 citizenship application as of today, up until April, sorry, not April, guys, I am so tired right now. I wish you could see my desk and all the stacks of cases I have to look at. There's a lot going on, so I'm very tired. But I'm here for you guys. It's like almost 8 p.m. at night, but I'm here for you guys. So if you are filing for citizenship anytime between now until October 19th, then the test that you're going to take is going to be the old test with 100 questions. But if your application for citizenship is received October 20th onwards, then you will be stuck with the new test, the harder test, the more rigorous test, okay? Gracias, Jose. Trato. Gracias, Noe. Trato. The Prince of My Own Kingdom, I received my work permit on VAWA and I've still not received advanced pearls. It's not been 10 months. What should I do? Prince, you need to wait. That's what you should do. Sorry to break it down to you that way. Ari, our telephone number is 212-248-7907. Harry, thank you so much. Muchas gracias, Harry. Sí, nuestros clientes son todos para nosotros, ¿sí? Sin ustedes no tenemos una razón para trabajar, para existir. And our telephone number is 212-248-7907. I applied for my citizenship. They gave me an appointment. Should I be afraid to go from Mirexi? No. First of all, if you're applying for citizenship, you're probably in a good spot. You have a green card. You should not be afraid to go to your appointment, and you want to get that done and get your citizenship done, okay? Thank you, QZ Construction. Andy Edwing, 15 months ago, my VAWA was approved, but I'm still waiting for the adjustment of status. How long will it take? Andy, congratulations on your approval. Christina, thank you for the heart. QZ, thank you for the rose. If you got your VAWA approved, that is great. You can expect to wait anywhere from 6 months to a year, sometimes a year and a half for the next step in your case, which is going to be for the I-485, okay? So don't stress. It's a great thing that you got approved. Okay. Nava Prospect Baseball. I'm going on Monday for my interview for citizenship. I'm a resident since 85 and also 69 years old. In 1999, I have a problem, felony, but no big deal. I have taken the resolution and case is dismissed. Thank you. Okay, that's good. So if you are applying for citizenship and you have a criminal history, should you worry about an upcoming interview? And the answer is that that's going to depend on what happened in your citizenship and in your criminal history. And the follower over here is saying that he had a felony charge, but it got dismissed, which is great. However, one thing that I would say is that a lot of times people come to us and say, hey, attorney, I have a case, but it was dismissed, expunged, it's not a problem. And I say, well, show me the papers, show me the documents, show me the disposition from the criminal court, because I need to look at it to read to see what it means. And a lot of times people think that their case has been dismissed when in reality they took a plea bargain for a lesser charge. So you need to have your criminal documents analyzed by your attorney. You need to disclose everything because sometimes a dismissal may not be what you think it is, okay? But good luck to you, 212-248-7907. Do you know if a misdemeanor for domestic violence will hurt in the long run? From Jenny HC. Jenny HC and anyone else who is facing this problem, domestic violence convictions can be a problem in immigration. You know, they're considered to be pretty serious. Whether or not it's a misdemeanor or something bigger, it still has to get analyzed because a lot of times a misdemeanor in state court can still be considered something that is a deportable offense for immigration. So Jenny, I don't know if it's going to be a big problem. You need to get it analyzed. And also it depends on what type of case you're doing, you know, because in some cases you might be able to get it waived, like a VAWA. So for example, a lot of you who are in problem marriages, especially if you're like a man, usually we see this with our men, but a lot of times our women clients too. If you're married to a United States citizen who's very like, they call the police on you all the time, they accuse you of hitting them, when in reality, they're the ones hurting you, and you get charged with a domestic violence crime, even if you have a conviction, a lot of times, if you're filing for VAWA, you can show that it's connected to the abuse your spouse put you through, and you can ask for it to be waived, so it's not a problem for your VAWA application, okay? 212-248-7907, okay. And just so everybody knows, I cannot answer every question. Ok, José Mendoza, voy a contestar su pregunta. Mi esposa está yendo a citas con UCIS cada mes y cada semana tiene llamada con UCIS, pero hoy le dijo UCIS que me tenía que presentar, pero yo estoy en otro caso. Ok, José, no sé por cuál razón UCIS está pidiendo a usted para presentarle a sus oficinas. Puede ser que su propio caso tiene una cita individual que no está conectado con su esposa, pero no sé por qué está recibiendo una cita. Andrew Jean, hello. SKKBL, my wife is Afghanistan and I'm a green card holder. Do you think the NBC will give her a visa? Yeah, well, yes, but maybe not right now because they're probably prioritizing the interviews for the spouses of U.S. citizens instead. Get your citizenship, and that's going to help your wife get her case processed faster. La clase, thank you. I've been studying Spanish. I buy everything I see on TikTok for Spanish materials. I buy, and I get all the lives for Spanish, like people teaching English to Spanish speakers, and that helps me a lot. And I have my client. So my client who just got her green card last week, she got her green card. She is from Guatemala, and she's been here for almost 30 years. And she's not able to speak English. And she said the first thing she wants to do, now that she has her green card, first of all, I do want to share that my client said the most wonderful thing. She said she is no longer afraid of being arrested by ICE now that she has her green card. And this is something that I want for all of you, obviously. I don't want any of us to be afraid of that, of being arrested by ICE. But the next thing she said that really touched my heart is she said that now she feels free and has the time to start to learn English. And she wants to start to learn English so she can prepare for her citizenship test. And I said, that's great. Watch a lot of TikTok. I learn a lot of my Spanish from TikTok. So we could learn. Okay. Can you speak Bangla from Hello America? Ji, ami Bangla kotha bolte pari. Shuddho Bangla boli. Or Shuddho Bangla buchi. Okay. Can I sue my ex-wife after getting VAWA from Peaceful Life? Sure, if you want to sue them. For what? I don't know, but yeah, you can. I guess you can do that. How long does the renewal work permit for VAWA? Myra, the renewal. Actually, renewals take some time, but the good news is that when you file for the renewal through, hi Myra, when you file for your work permit through when you file your renewal work permit through VAWA, you get an automatic extension of, I think it's at least 1 year. So hopefully that helps. Gracias, Mayra. Gracias. Nino, thank you for the follow. How long are removal proceedings after VAWA is approved? From Aman. I would say if you have removal proceedings, everything depends on your judge. If your VAWA is approved, and you move the judge to terminate, or you ask for prosecutorial discretion to dismiss, maybe 6 months to a year at least. Is there an interview for the T visa for Kevin? No, there is not, but there could be in the future. We just don't know yet. Okay, Reina. Soy ciudadana, vivo en Nueva York, pero mi esposo tiene deportación voluntaria desde 91. ¿Habrá una posibilidad de ayudarlo? Reina, sí, posiblemente podemos ayudar a su esposo. Depende de en varias cosas. Por ejemplo, ¿qué tipo de entrada y en cuál manera su esposo entró a los Estados Unidos? Si usted tiene cargos criminales, si tiene, y todo depende en cuál tipos de casos su esposo puede calificar. Pero es mejor para llamarnos a 212-248-7907, ¿ok? Para hablar su caso. Gracias, Reina, para su pregunta. Jenny says, I heard that a guilty domestic violence misdemeanor in the immigration world is a felony. Jenny, it depends. That's why it's very important to examine, because when you have a criminal charge, we have to look at multiple things. We have to look at the exact state code that you got convicted under. We have to look to see what it means in the federal, how it compares to the federal level. We have to look to see what it says in case law. So there's a lot of analysis that goes on, but not every single domestic violence related charge is a felony in that sense. Can I apply for an N400 with an expired 2-month green card? Well, I always have my clients renew that. Raghav, it's been 2 years that I filed for VAWA. My case is approved and I'm still waiting for the green card. There is always a wait, it's true, okay? I'm an asylum seeker, but I'm married to a U.S. citizen. Can I do something to get a green card? Well, if you could do a waiver, if you don't have a legal entry, if your spouse is abusive, you might be able to file for VAWA. And if you have a legal entry and you're seeking asylum, but you're married to United States citizens, you may be able to file straight away for adjustment of status. Okay. LLC. I just had my biometrics for VAWA, and I was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. Can I send a request to have them expedite my VAWA case? Is this possible? Do I have to wait from LLC? I'm so sorry. So in a lot of cases, you can ask for an expedite, but what I do have to share is that in the past 10, 12 months, we've only had one expedite request approved so far. Expedites are very difficult to get approved right now. So if you want to expedite your case, you really have to show like a true life and death situation, and maybe they'll approve. It's always worth a try if you need it. Reina, este es mi placer. Gracias. Akshay, our telephone number is 212-248-7907. Getting a lot of really terrible comments today on Instagram. You guys are out of control. S. Patel, if I come illegally, can I get a green card if my spouse apply for me, or do I have to do waiver? Very good question. If you do not have a legal entry to the United States, but you're married to a United States citizen, then typically, yes, you would need to leave the United States and do a waiver before you leave in order to get residency here. However, there are two main cases that we do in our office that does not require a client to leave the United States. Number one is VAWA. So if you are married to a United States citizen, or you have an adult United citizen child who's 21 or older who is abusive to you, whether it's abusive emotionally, physically, mentally, verbally, then you may be able to qualify for VAWA, and that does not require you to leave the United States. Second, if you have worked for somebody who has been an abusive employer, who threatens you, who doesn't pay you properly, who you're scared of, then you may be able to do something called a T visa, which also does not require you to leave the United States. So there are some possibilities. And what you qualify for is going to depend on so many things. That's why the most important step is to first do a case evaluation, and you can call our office at 212-248-7907 to schedule one today, okay? All right, guys, that is all the time that I have for today. It's been my pleasure to be here. Again, I want to make this plea to any of you who've been watching me for a long time. I know that there are a lot of followers out there who've been following me, because I hear it. Anytime I talk to somebody, they'll tell me, I've been following you for months or sometimes for years, but I only now have the courage to call. So I want to ask you, what is it that you need to move your life forward? And I know there's a lot of fear out there, but if you let fear control your life at this moment, then all the things that you fought for are basically going to be stalled, okay? Again, my name is Mamita Rahman. Thank you so much for watching and for the follows. Make sure you put on your notification wherever you're watching, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Put your notifications on so you know when I come on, because I just come on here whenever I have time, and it's usually late at night or on the weekends, okay? All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Hello, Jesus, nice to see you. Matia, thank you. Are they still waiving marriage-based interviews? No, they're not. We're getting all interviews all the time right now. Okay. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you. Good night and God bless.